Okay, flipping on, going live.
Well, welcome everyone. It's a lovely day in Frontenac County and made even better by the announcement today. So I'd like to welcome everybody and I'd provide a brief introduction for our guests, beginning with Mr. Mark Gerritsen, Member of Parliament for Kingston and the Islands. The Honorable John Yakabuski, Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry. Mr. Ron Vanderwall, who is the Warden of Frontenac County and the Mayor of South Frontenac. His Worship Dennis Doyle, Mayor of Frontenac Islands and a member of Frontenac County Council. His Worship Ron Higgins, Mayor of North Frontenac and a member of Frontenac County Council. And Mayor Francis Smith of Central Frontenac and a member of Frontenac County Council. And with that, I'd turn it over to MP Mark Gerritsen for opening comments. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot for the introduction, and good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be with all of you virtually. Although I'm not here in Kingston right now, I do. My riding is situated on the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee First Nations, and I'd like to make sure that that's recognized in advance. And it's an honor to be here on behalf of Minister McKenna, the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. These are indeed, as everybody knows, unprecedented times, and I wish we were doing this in person, like I'm sure everybody else is, but nonetheless, the opportunity to do this virtually is still equally as rewarding, because I think that the 4 projects that I'll mention today are very important to our neck of the woods, so to speak, the regions that are represented today. It's also, I think, worth pointing out that municipalities currently are on the front lines of this COVID-19 pandemic and indeed do need immediate assistance to ensure that public infrastructure is safe and reliable, given everything that they've been going through and what the communities quite frankly need. And that is why it's an absolute pleasure to be here with everybody today to announce that the Government of Canada will be contributing $1 million to 4 projects that I had previously alluded to. Those 4 projects are an accessibility improvements for the Frontenac KMP Trail. This is located in South Frontenac Township, and it involves upgrading accessibility to the Verona Trailhead as a major access point. And other upgrades are to meet the Accessibility of Ontarians with Disabilities Act requirements. The second project that we're going to be contributing funding to is the Frontenac Community Arena Rehabilitation Project. That's in South Frontenac Township, and it's designed to, the project is to improve ice quality, accessibility for spectators, and increase safety measures for spectators as well. The fourth project is renovations to washroom facilities at the Snow Road Community Hall. Again, this one is in North Frontenac Township, and it also includes primarily includes the addition of an accessible washroom. And then the last project that funding is being provided to through this announcement is the Patrick Norris Community Park, which is located on Wolfe Island, which is in my riding. So clearly,
actually Howe Island.
Howe Island. Did I say Wolfe? I meant to say Howe. It's even in my. No, my note said Wolfe. Thank you for that correction, Dennis. I appreciate that. But I was just about to say I'm happy to see the Mayor of Frontenac Islands, Dennis Doyle, with us today. And this project will be specifically for renovations that will be done to create a multi-purpose community hub. And it includes installing an accessible washroom, constructing multi-use tennis courts, and improvements to playground equipment. Once completed, these projects will improve recreational facilities throughout the Frontenac County. And as all of you do, I certainly know how important these facilities are, not just to people's physical health, but indeed their mental health as well as we get through this pandemic. And I think it's worth noting that all orders of government have been working very well together throughout this pandemic We might come from different political stripes, federally and provincially, and we might get at each other's throats from time to time. I'm sure John would agree with me with that. But at the end of the day, we recognize that the most important thing is to be here for Canadians and Ontarians, and indeed residents of our region, to make sure that we can get through this pandemic as best as possible, and as best possibly to be prepared on the other end of this. And that's where announcements like this are coming from. They're coming from a place of making sure that we look towards the future and infrastructure growth, to not just improve our communities, but indeed to also make sure that there are jobs and opportunities to continue building a cleaner and more inclusive communities throughout Canada and Ontario, and indeed our region. So I think, Kelly, I'll leave it at that. And again, Dennis, thanks so much for correcting the record there. I got to go back and talk to my note maker on who said it was Wolfe Island, but it's indeed Howe Island. Thanks a lot.
And we note that there is a distinction.
I'd like to make just one addition, and that is that Central Frontenac and South Frontenac share in the Frontenac Arena. So I don't feel left out because I'm sharing in those dollars too.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Francis.
Thank you. And with that, I'd like to ask that Minister Yakabuski provide some words of wisdom. Thank you.
There we go. Well, thank you very much, Kelly, and great to be here with you all. Two Rons, a Dennis, and a Francis, all your worships representing your respective municipalities. Great to see you here today, and also to be here with Mark Gerretsen, MP, on behalf of the federal government. And Mark, I concur with you 100%. And I just, to talk about sometimes when you work across the aisles. I'll never forget when the tornado hit Combermere in 2006, and your dad was the Minister of Municipal Affairs at the time, and the number of conversations that I had with him and how helpful he was under the disaster relief program that was in play at the time, in helping us with assistance to recover and rebuild after that tornado. So these are the times, and these are the types of things where you put that partisanship aside, because you're working on behalf of the people, and the people always come first. And this is another great program, the ISIP program, that demonstrates that. And I certainly want to congratulate everyone who benefits from this program today, because it's the strength of your applications. Also, as Mark would concur, there were a massive oversubscription to this program, probably on the basis of about 10 to 1 for dollars available versus dollars applied for. So congratulations for your successful applications. I have some prepared notes here too. In a time when our province has experienced the worst of the pandemic, I'm here today on behalf of the Honorable Laurie Scott, Ontario's Minister of Infrastructure, and the Ontario government to deliver some good news, as Mark has already alluded to, but this is still good news on our part. I'm pleased to announce that $842,000 in provincial funding for 4 community recreation infrastructure projects in the county of Frontenac. Our investment will help with upgrades to the Patrick Norris Community Park. Funding will support additional recreational activities and accessible playground equipment for residents of the township of Frontenac Islands. Improvements to the park will also include the installation of tennis courts and the construction of a pavilion for music and cultural events. Across the county of Frontenac, residents will also see improvements to the Frontenac K&P Trail, the community arena in South Frontenac, as well as renovations to the Snow Road Community Hall in North Frontenac. These projects will provide residents across the county with greater access to recreational facilities, including for persons with disabilities. Today's announcement is in addition to previous infrastructure investments in Frontenac County, including funding to rebuilding Myers Cave Road and Harlow Road in the township of North Frontenac, as well as the reconstruction and upgrades to Elizabeth Street in the township of Central Frontenac. As the COVID-19 pandemic has clearly highlighted, investments in the health and wellness of Ontarians is more critical than ever. The 2021 provincial budget, released on March 24th, builds on our government's record investments made in response to the global pandemic to protect people's health and protect our economy. Ontario's COVID-19 action plan now totals $51 billion. Supporting cultural and recreation infrastructure projects like the ones we're announcing today helps to protect our communities, making them stronger, healthier, and safer. The Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program is providing up to $30 billion in total funding for communities across Ontario over 10 years. And this includes over $10.2 billion from the provincial government. Together with the federal government, we're rebuilding the economy and supporting communities across Ontario through our federal-provincial partnership. I would like to take this opportunity to thank today's recipients and our federal partners for your contributions to these meaningful projects. Thank you very much. And I want to say to Mark, it's a good thing that your notes didn't say Howell Island, because it would have been even more confusing given the wolf and the howl. But thank you very much for being here, and to all of you, congratulations on just a tremendous day for folks in the County of Frontenac. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Minister, and certainly the KMP Trail in Renfrew County, and we're going to be making the connection all the way from the U.S. border on Wolf Island up to Renfrew County. So it's an important asset for everybody in the region. So much appreciated. Next, I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Ron Vander Wal from South Frontenac and Warden of Frontenac County for some words.
Thank you. I will start off with my warden's hat. I do want to thank Infrastructure Canada and for both levels of government for working together to make these projects happen. I'm not going to go through all the projects because there are other mayors, and as you've heard, we've heard about them already. But I do want to tell the upper levels of government that these dollars make a huge difference, not only in the projects that we're doing in the communities, but to the budgets of our communities. If we have to fund these things ourselves, usually they'll get put on a back burner or they have a huge impact on your budget. So those things make the world of difference in Frontenac County. They really do to lower tier budgets. I also want to thank the staff, the Arena Board, for working together, for putting this proposal together. As you can tell in South Frontenac, this is a huge number. And so you need to have your proposal together, put together right. They have, and we did receive the funding. The arena went down along with COVID, and the floor and the refrigeration all went down last year. So if one of the bright things of COVID, we couldn't have picked a better time for it to actually fail. And because of this funding, the project has moved forward, and it will be completed, and the arena will be open with a total facelift for September. So that's good news all the way around. I was going to mention Frances Smith, but she couldn't wait for me to do that. But I did want to recognize that this is a joint community project. South Frontenac and Central work together on the arena. And so it is huge for our funding that the difference this makes. I also want to congratulate you for providing the money for the KMP Trail. Not only this trailhead is in South Frontenac, but the trail benefits everybody in Frontenac County. The city, everybody all the way north. So it has a huge impact. And if anybody has noticed in COVID, the trails have never been busier. So it's a huge benefit. So the other projects, I'm sure that some of our mayors will mention that, but I do want to thank both levels and both Mr. Gerritsen and yet Mr. Yakubuski for this funding and for this announcement. And thank you very much for making a difference in our community.
Thank you, Warden. Much appreciate your comments. Next, His Worship Mayor Dennis Doyle of Frontenac Islands.
Yes, trouble unmuting here. And I'd like to also thank both the province and the federal government for this funding. It means a lot for a small community like ours. we've been wanting to upgrade this park for a number of years, but as Ron implied, with our small budgets, it's often very difficult to justify these because we kick the can forward year after year. It's especially nice to have this funding because this park was named after Pat Norris, who was the mayor of Howe Island before amalgamation for many, many years. And I believe if we look back in the records, he was warden of Frontenac County at one point. And he was deputy mayor after that up until about 5 or 6 years ago when he decided that he would enjoy retirement. So we're very pleased, and we can get much better use out of this park. It's been used primarily as a baseball diamond up until now, but it's a big amount of land, and we've got a lot of room to put in tennis courts and other things that were mentioned in the press release. So thanks again, Mark and John, for helping us with the funding. And I'd also like to congratulate John and his government for picking the best medical officer of health to replace David Williams. And we appreciate your ongoing support for the public health sector through this COVID-19 pandemic. And we know you take a lot of heat on a lot of things, but keep up the work and we'll all get through this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Doyle. And I turn it over next to Mayor Ron Higgins of North Frontenac.
Thank you, Kelly, and thanks everybody, and congratulations to my fellow mayors and the warden for also being successful in your applications. As John Minister Yakabuski referred to, it's pretty competitive trying to be successful at obtaining these grants. From a North Frontenac perspective, we have a long-standing, a very robust and an effective asset management plan that was in place before I became mayor 7 years ago. I think it's because of that plan and our commitment as a council that allows us to be successful at getting obtaining grants like this and other ones that we've got to that Minister Yakabuski referred to. I think a lot of this council provides support, but it's really the staff that have provided the quality of the applications that we have submitted. And I think it's the quality of those applications that are done by our staff that I really have to congratulate them for helping the township. Community halls are a traditional meeting place for all our community functions. And although this is a small funding in comparison to other projects, it's equally as important from a financial sustainability perspective and asset management perspective, and providing quality service and operations to our community as a whole. Our community halls are the hub of our community. Under our asset management plan, we provide the finances to keep this plan up to date and to support our community halls especially. Our community halls are basically run by volunteers, social groups, and our lake associations use these halls. We provide the money for the infrastructure, but they're the ones that use it and maintain and keep them up to the standards for the whole community as a whole. For this particular project, our Snow Road Community Hall really needed some well-needed renovations related to our bathroom facility, and they also weren't that accessible at all. So we're providing an addition with this funding to make it a fully accessible community hall. So with that, this is a 60.5K project, and through this partnership, we're all supporting it. And I want to thank Minister Gerritsen, and if you could pass this on to your minister responsible for this, and Minister Yakabuski, the same thing. Thank you very much for your support, and please thank the minister responsible, Mallory Scott, for this as well. And John, I just want to say thank you for the support for this and other things that you've been providing me over the past year. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Higgins. Very much appreciated. Mayor Smith, did you have any final words for the group? Thank you.
I get to have the last word, which is always a good thing. I want to thank you both very much for this. As Ron and Dennis have said, in small organizations like ours, we couldn't do these things without the help of the provincial and federal grant programs. John, you mentioned Sharbot Lake downtown paving and streets on Elizabeth Street. it's just rejuvenated the whole village. And it's like we're in a different community. It's beautiful. And this arena money, had we not had it, we would have all been looking at borrowing some money to do the repairs that we had to do. So on behalf of all the residents of our municipalities, thank you both so much. And it's difficult times for all of us, but I think by cooperating and communicating together, we have gotten through this pandemic so well. So kudos to all of us, and thank you again.
Thank you, Mayor Smith. And I'd just like to thank the entire group for your comments today and your support for Frontenac County. We are all about the quality of life in Frontenac County, and these assets and investments will make Frontenac County an even better place to live, work, and play. And we appreciate your help and support on these projects for our community. So with that, I turn it over to Matt Mills to coordinate any questions from the media. Matt?
Thank you, Kelly. Any members of the media who would like to pose a question, please raise hand or otherwise indicate in the chat that you'd like to speak. We'll just give you a minute to do that.
Any media there?
We do have a few in the house, but I'm not seeing any questions for just now. So perhaps I'll pass it back to Kelly to end it there.
Everyone
And,
must have
we'll
done a
follow
great
up
job, Matt, in getting their information across, and the media has lots to go on, and I think there's probably a press release going out as well. But
That's right. I hope so. And if we missed anybody, we'll follow up
I want
later.
to thank everybody again, and congratulations on these projects.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.
Thank you very much, Kelly, for chairing this.
Mark,
Bye-bye.
give the
Bye,
best
John.
to your dad,
Bye,
eh?
Mark.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Mark, give my best to your